Hello and welcome back. So I have some 1993 Greg Maddux action replay on the table. So this is game number 24 of 36 for Maddux. We are in the Astrodome in Houston to take on the Astros. Maddux comes in at 12-5 with a 2.99 ERA. He's going against Darryl Kyle, as you can see there, who's 7-4 with a 4.79 ERA. A couple things of note. Number one, I am using, instead of doing a pre-roll for pitcher stuff for the whole game, I'm using a blue extra 20-sided die, and that will tell me what column I'm in on every play. I've been doing that for the last 10 games or so, and enjoying that. And somebody had asked to show that off. And then also, I have a February 28th update on the Action PC manual entry, and so I will be trying that. I don't know if there's what kind of updates are there, but if anything unusual or different pops up, I'll bring it to everybody's attention. Quite often those updates are just bugs and things like that, but we'll see if there's something different. So without that, we will get the game started. All right, leading off for the Braves is Deion Sanders, left-handed hitter, hitting 290, 6 home runs, 26 runs driven in. Here we go. That's a 53. That's going to be on his A column. His KD is a 5, and that's enough to strike him out looking. So Darryl Kyle brings the smoke, and Deion Sanders is frozen by it. Struck out looking, one away. Due up next is Jeff Blauser, right-handed hitting shortstop, hitting 309, 10 home runs, 63 runs driven in. And that's going to be another strikeout, this time swinging. So Darryl Kyle has struck out the first 2 here in the top of the first. That brings Ron Gant up next, left fielder, another right-handed hitter. 2 out, nobody on. 54, that's going to be the 54 chart. With nobody on, 2 will be a fly ball to left field. And Gonzalez out there, his error rating is a 7, and so I already used that, so let's see. 11, and he makes the play. So fly out to left. So a Brave finally makes contact, but not able to reach safely, and after half an inning, no score. So again, Greg Maddux, 12-9 with a 12-5 record, or 2.99 ERA rather, with a 12-5 record. He is 1-1 with a 3.07 ERA against these Astros. Craig Biggio will lead off. He has started out as a catcher, of course, in his career, and has moved to second base, hitting 283, 10 home runs, 50 runs driven in already. 14, that's going to be an out. Deep fly ball out to center field, but hit high enough for Deion Sanders to be able to get under it. 1 away. Steve Finley, left-handed hitting center fielder. He is hitting 290, 9 home runs, 48 runs driven in. 24, so he's hit by pitch 1-3. Maddux takes off 1, but he got another 18, so another fly ball out to right center field. Sanders waves off Justice, and in the alley, he grabs it for out number 2. Two away for Jeff Bagwell. He's hitting 330, an impressive 330, with 15 home runs, 78. So he's just 10 away from his real-life 88. Today is Saturday, day game, but in the Dome you wouldn't know it. July the 31st, 1993. So 2 out, nobody on. 41, and that's going to be, see, that's a 17, so that's a C column. So as you can see, that's going to result in a walk. So 2 out, Bagwell on first. So one thing I've added here that I got from Baseball Demos is showing the infield here off of the Action PC manual entry. And the main purpose for that is so you can see the base runners. I know in the past that is one thing I was wanting to add and couldn't really figure out how I wanted to do it. And then Baseball Demos came up with this, and I think that's a great idea. And so I am using that for my purposes, so you can see who is on the base paths. All right, so 2 out, Bagwell on first. Bagwell is a fast base running ability. Luis Gonzalez, left-handed hitting left fielder. 2 out, runner on first. 61, and that's going to be a strikeout swinging. So Maddux pulls a change up on Gonzalez, and Gonzalez way out in front of it, whiffs to end the inning. So after an inning, we are scoreless. Due up for the Braves will be the newly acquired Fred McGriff. One thing about Action PC, and it matches Fall Classic in this, is that it does individual cards for players who are traded midseason. So the numbers here for McGriff for what he did once he came to Atlanta, and Fall Classic, they card their players the same. So in that regard, it matches. In my opinion, there's pluses and negatives to both ways. I know Strat will do a combined card, which there's some merits to that. But at any rate, this matches This matches Action PC. So since coming to Atlanta, McGriff is hitting .314, 4 home runs, 8 runs driven in. I'm sure he had a lot to do with the Braves winning the pennant by 1 over the Giants this year. So that's a 13. He walks 1 to 8. 13 is not a walk, but that will be a ground ball down to Bagwell at first, who tosses to Kyle. 1 out. 3-1 on the put out. David Justice hitting .267, 28 home runs, 79 runs driven in. Left-handed hitter versus a right-handed throwing Kyle. 55, and that is hit high and deep to right field. Back goes Anthony, and he watches it go, and it's out of here. Number 29 of the year for Justice. And the Braves are out 1-0, or out in front 1-0. Home run number 29. That one went 329 feet, as that one was kind of down the line here at the Astrodome. RBI number 80 of the year for Justice. So far in this replay, just about all of the home run and RBI categories are being taken by Barry Bonds, who was just acquired by the Dodgers or the Giants this year. That brings Terry Pendleton up, switch hitting third baseman, 270, 9 home runs, 37 runs driven in. 22-15, and that's going to be a ground ball to first. Bagwell will wave off Kyle this time and take it himself for out number 2. Damon Berryhill will take his place in the left-handed batter's box, another switch hitter. 2 out, nobody on. Berryhill hitting .220, 6 home runs, 19 runs driven in. And that's a 16, and he is going to proceed to strike out, swinging on a up and in fastball. Not able to catch up with Kyle, as that is his third strikeout of the afternoon. But the Braves jump out ahead on David Justice's 29th home run of the year. 1-0 Braves. I tried to get the cards as big as possible so that I don't have a lot of extra room. So I gotta kind of keep checking to make sure I got them where they belong. To me, the cards are the star of the show, so I want to make sure that they're able to be seen. All right, bottom of the second, Ken Caminiti, another switch hitting third baseman. Will lead off. He's hitting .282, 12 home runs, 76 runs driven in. 25, and that's going to be a line drive down to Lemke. He plays it on 2 hops and throws on to McGriff for 1 away. Eric Anthony, left-handed hitting right fielder, due up next. .254, 9 home runs, 57 runs driven in. 55, and that's trouble. That is hit out to center field. Sanders dives for it, and he misses it, and that's going to roll a while. Justice over to pick it up, fires it into the infield. Anthony chugging around second base, and he will slide into third with a triple. Let's see, so that was a triple to center field, I should say. Number 6 of the year for Anthony. So just like that, the Astros get the tying run on third with 1 out. Braves are going to play back here early on in the game. Eddie Toppensee, left-handed hitting catcher. It was interesting, the last game Maddux pitched was in Colorado, which he picked up his 12th win in, and the Rockies had a solid lineup of right-handed hitters. I thought that was interesting that the Rocky manager chose to do that, but at any rate, Toppensee up. Anthony on third, 1 away. Toppensee, .226, 6 taters with 17 runs driven in. 36, and that's going to be an out. A 10, that's going to be a line drive to right field. So 10, line drive to right field, and that's going to be deep enough. Nope, wait a minute. We got a 10-6. That's actually not going to be deep enough. If it had been a 5, it would have been deep enough, but as it is, they're going to hold Anthony at third. Toppensee not able to get enough on it to get it out far enough for the third base coach to feel like Anthony could score easily. So line out to right field. Anthony hangs on at third for 2 out. All right. Andahar Cedeno, right-handed hitting shortstop. See if he can drive home the run. This might be a good time to do an intentional walk, and I think that's what they're going to do. So they're going to give Cedeno a free pass, take their chances with the pitcher. All right. Darryl Kyle, see if he can help his own cause here. The Astros have runners on first and third. There's 2 away. Kyle hitting a .118 with an RBI. Right-handed hitting pitcher. 55. Boy, he got a good roll. But as it is, that's a 13. That's going to be a ground ball to short. Blauser will toss it to Lemke to end the inning. So, again, if that had been anybody but the pitcher, that probably would have been bad news for Maddux, but he lucked out on that one. So the intentional walk paid off as the Astros leave 2 on to give them 3 for the game after 2, 1-0 Atlanta. So as usual, I'm keeping score, which kind of slows down the festivities a little bit. And again, when I do games, I tend to play like I play when I'm by myself, and that's deliberately and leisurely. So hopefully that's okay with everyone. Make sure my cards are still in place. I think next time I'll give myself just a little more room for error there. But okay, top of the third, 8-9-1 scheduled for Atlanta versus Darryl Kyle. 24-year-old right-handed hurler Lemke, switch hitting second baseman, is hitting .271. He's already outpaced his real-life totals with 38 runs driven in. 36, and that's going to be a ground ball down to first. Once again, Bagwell will wave off Kyle as he takes it on 2 hops and tags the base for out number 1. That brings Greg Maddux up. Maddux hitting .081 with an RBI. 34, and that's on 9. That'll be on Kyle's B, and that'll be an out. If we'd have hit his C column there with blue die, that would have been a single, but as it is, Maddux is a line out to center field. 2 away. So I find rolling this, those of you who are familiar with replay know that you do red, white, and blue, and the blue checks the pitcher's card. So I find this very reminiscent of replay when they have the 6x6 pitcher grid, and then the blue die will tell you where on that grid they're landing. This is very similar to that in that you use the blue die to tell you where you're landing. And again, so far I'm liking that very well, where you do it per pitch instead of per game. 2 out, nobody on. Deion Sanders, he struck out looking to start our festivities this afternoon. 15, and that's going to be a grounder down to third base. A slow roller, Caminiti will charge, and he has to hurry, and he gets Sanders by half a step. Nice play by Caminiti, and the Braves are retired in order in the third. And we go to the bottom half of the third. Atlanta up by 1. Top of the order for Houston here in the third. Craig Biggio, he flew out to Deion Sanders in center. Right-handed hitter. 23, and he strikes out swinging. So strikeout number 2 on the day for Maddux as he gets that fastball after throwing a changeup. Looks like 100 miles an hour. And Biggio not able to catch up to it. 1 out. Maddux obviously a master of changing not only location but speeds. Steve Finley, he flew out to center field as well. 1 out, nobody on. And that's trouble. That's hit high and deep to center field once again. It hits off the wall. Bad hop there for Sanders. And Finley is going to be into third standing with his 9th triple of the season. So once again, the Astros have the tying run on third with 1 out. Double number 9 for Steve Finley. Or triple, I mean. So once again here early in the game, I think we're going to put the infield back and hope for good things like we got the last time they were in this situation. However, he's facing Bagwell this time, which does change things a bit. Bagwell walked. So Finley on third, one away. $54. Sorry about that. Sometimes those dice don't land right. So that's a wild pitch check, and he got a 5, so that's in the dirt. It gets by Berryhill. Berryhill's pass ball rating is a 3, so that's going to be a wild pitch on Maddux. So Maddux lets him score the easy way. We are tied at 1. So Finley scores on a wild pitch. I think in that regard, Maddux is a little bit higher than where he was in real life. I don't know if the box score shows wild pitches how many or not. It does. That's Maddux's 6th for the season. Wild pitch number 6. And let's see. In real life, I don't know if it'll show me on this screen or not. Let's see. Pitching. Yeah, he had 5 in real life. So at this point, he's at 6. So a little bit above what he did in real life. But again, numbers are like that. All right, Bagwell still at the plate, even though I turned him over. 1 away, nobody on now. 34, and that's going to be a single out to left field. Ground ball, line drive past Pendleton. And Gant will play it, throw it back in, and Bagwell's on first. He, again, is fast base running ability. But there will be no stealing going on here. From Art HOU from the Houston dugout. So Luis Gonzalez, he struck out in his first at bat. Runner on first, 1 out, 32, and that's going to be an out 15 for a left-handed hitter. That's a ground ball to first. Runner will make it to second. So McGriff takes it himself. Bagwell will slide into second safely. McGriff gets the out. Bagwell will advance into scoring position with 2 out. Ken Caminiti with a runner in scoring position. We'll see if he can put the Astros ahead. He grounded out to Lemke in his first effort of the game. And there's another wild pitch check, but this time Maddux is an 11. So this time Berryhill will block it. Caminiti and Maddux will square off again. 13, that's going to be an out. 20, and that's a line drive. Pulled down to McGriff, and he snares it for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Astros tie it up on a triple and a wild pitch. After 3, we are tied at 1. Scheduled for Atlanta is Blauser, Gant, and McGriff, 2, 3, and 4. Blauser 0 for 1. He struck out. Kyle has struck out 3 today as he is pitching a good game. 56, and he strikes him out again, this time on a big sweeping curve. And Blauser misses it for out number 1. Strikeout number 4 of the day for Darryl Kyle. Second time he's got Blauser. Ron Gantz 0 for 1. He flew out to left field. his first effort of the day. 64, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Biggio. He will charge it, get the short hop, throw him out for out number 2. Fred McGriff. Bounce to Bagwell. 2 out, nobody on. 61, and that is going to be a strikeout looking. So Kyle paints the outside corner. Strikeout number 5 of the day. And for the second inning in a row, the Braves go in order. We go to the home half of the 4th, tied at 1. 6, 7, and 8 scheduled for the Astros. Eric Anthony tripled back in the second and was stranded there with 1 out. 16, and that's going to be a strikeout looking. So strikeout number 3. Maddux again with that backdoor fastball. Strikes out Anthony for the first out of the inning. Eddie Taubensee lined out to Justice. Again, not deep enough to score Anthony, as you recall. 1 out, nobody on. Left-handed hitting catcher. 36, and that's a ground ball. 20 hopper down to Lemke. And he will move to his right, gets in front of the ball, and throws him out for out number 2. 2 away, nobody on for Cedeno. He was intentionally walked. 2 out, nobody on. Here is the delivery, 24. He gets hit on a 3 and just misses it. Another worm burner down to Lemke. Not many worms in the AstroTurf, but I think the the word picture still works. And the Maddux returns the favor as he retires the Astros in order here in the 4th. Knotted at 1, going to the top of the 5th. Alrighty. David Justice, who hit his 29th home run in the 2nd, will step in to square off versus Kyle. 42, and that's a walk. First walk of the day by Kyle. As you can see on his card there, he was a little susceptible to the base on balls, but up to this point had done a good job of throwing the ball over the plate. So leadoff walk for Justice. He is average base running ability. Terry Pendleton, switch hitter, will be in the left-handed batter's box. He is not a very good hit and runner, and Bobby Cox did not have anything going on with Justice trying to steal. Again, I use the number 1 auto steal that you find in the manual. There's some really good reasons to do the number 2 auto steal, but for simplicity, I go with this, at least for now. I imagine in some replays I might try that, especially, you know, if I'm doing like a team replay where I'm interested in stolen bases and things like that a little bit more. But anyway, Pendleton with Justice on first will swing away. 31, okay, so we got a single, but again, I changed that to a range check. Let's see how that works out. 23, that's going to drop for a single into center field. Finley's range in center field is an 11. However, that's a 19, so that's going to drop for a single. Justice had to hold up as he wasn't for sure if Finley would catch that or not, so he will just stop at second. So with nobody out, the Braves have runners on first and second for Damon Berryhill. Berryhill 0 for 1. Strikeout victim to end the second. Kyle in trouble here. There's some stirring in the Houston bullpen. 35, and that's going to be a line out to right field. Hit out to deep right center field on a line, but Anthony had him played pretty well, but will backhand it in the alley. Justice is going to tag up and try to score, and he's in safely. So Barry Hill hit it deep enough to advance the runner. Pendleton held it first. So now the Braves have them on the corners with one out. Again, still pretty early here. They are facing Maddux, so I think what they will do is bring the corners in, hope for the double play up the middle. Mark Lemke, he grounded out to first to lead off the third. So one out, runners on the corner. 11, got a 17, that's an out. Fly ball to left field, runner on third scores. However, if it's a white die as a 1, an S runner will hold at third. Justice is not an S. He is an A, so he will make it home. So Lemke goes the other way, hits it deep enough for Justice to score. Pendleton will hold it first, and the Braves take a 2-1 lead. So sacrifice fly to left field. To left, out number 2, RBI for Lemke. That is his 39th of the season. So now Pendleton's on at first with 2 out for Greg Maddux. Maddux lined out to Eric Anthony in right field. His first at bat. So they say walks come back to haunt. So that one certainly did for Kyle. 45, and that's going to be hit out to left field. Maddux got pretty good wood on it for a pitcher, but Gonzalez will track it down to end the inning. So they get a run on a hit, leave a runner on. Home half of the 5th coming up, 2-1 Atlanta. All right. Kyle will lead off, so they'll let him hit. And he's doing a pretty good job here in the 5th. His batters faced fatigue is 27, and he's just at 18, so he's still got some gas in the tank. Well, about ready to have a fit with this dice tower. All right, 66. He got a 19. That's twice Kyle has got a super roll. This time better than the other, but that still results in a fly ball out to right field. It's a good thing he wasn't a good hitter. Fly ball to right field, 1 away. Again, he got good wood on it, but Justice able to track it down. That brings Craig Biggio to the plate. Craig's 0 for 2. .24, he gets hit on 1-9. That's an 18. Fly ball out to relatively deep left center field. Sanders will wave off Gant, and he catches it for out number 2. Quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th for Steve Finley. He tripled back in the 3rd, his 9th of the season, and then promptly scored on a wild pitch by Maddux, his 6th. 2 out, nobody on. 15, and that's going to be a hot fly ball out to high center field. Sanders doesn't have to move much at all. Can of corn, as they say, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 5th. 5 in the books. Atlanta 2, Houston 1. Top of the orders for the Braves. Sanders is 0 for 2. 62, and he strikes out looking. He must have been expecting something else as Kyle threw that one right down the plate, but Sanders not able to pull the trigger. Strikes out for the second time today in 3 trips. Strikeout number 6 for Kyle. Blauser's 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Uh-oh, that's trouble. That's a 6, so that's hit out to left center field. Finley won't get to that one. Rolls to the wall, and Blauser will be into second with a stand-up double, his 22nd of the season. So that one was a rope out to left center field. Not too far out of Cedeno's reach. Blauser in with a double, a 1-out double. Again, his 22nd. So we got runner on second. Blauser is fast when it comes to base running ability. And Kyle now has to face the heart of the Atlanta lineup, which is substantially stronger with Fred McGriff added to the mix. So Gantz 0 for 2. And there's a range check that we'll see if the Astros can pull it back. So that's a 31 on the range. That's a single to center unless Kyle can stop it. His range is 5, and he is not able to stop it. So, and that's runners advance 2 bases. So Blauser will score, and the Braves are up 3-1. That was a Charlie Brown line drive up the middle, and Kyle not able to get the reflexes up quick enough to snag it. RBI number 80 of the season. Him and Justice are now tied at 80 for the team lead, and both of them are up. I believe they're second and third in the National League behind Bonds, I think, who has 100 already. So bullpen up and moving for Houston. Fred McGriff will take his place in the left-handed batter's box. He's 0 for 2. Gann at first has fast base running ability. And Bobby Cox not having anything called for as far as stealing. 53, and that's going to be a range check as the KD is not high enough. We got a 34. That's an infield single to short unless Cedeno can get it. His range is 8, and it's not. So he knocks it down, but not able to get anybody. And so they have him at first and second with 1 out. So 3 Braves in a row have had base hits. So we got first and second. This might be the last batter for Kyle here. First and second, 1 out. Infield at double play depth. Justice has homered and walked, scored twice. Here is the delivery from Kyle, a big one here. 23, and he strikes him out. Fastball on the inside corner. Justice thought that one was a bit too far inside as he will fuss a little bit, but it will do him no good as he is rung up by the home plate umpire. Big second out for Kyle. So strikeout looking, 2 away. 7th strikeout for Darryl Kyle. He will focus his attention on Pendleton. Pendleton has singled and grounded out to first. Runners on first and second, 2 out. Another big at bat here. 61, and he strikes him out with a Pendleton swings and misses on that one. 8 strikeouts today for Kyle as he does a great job of getting out of trouble here, as that could have been much worse. But as it is, the Braves get another run to go up by 2. All right, Maddux given a 2-run lead, trying to get his 13th win of the season. He starts off with Bagwell, who has singled and walked. .63, and that's on his C column. So that's going to be a ground ball to short. Blauser plays it in the hole on 2 hops, backhanded, fires across the infield, gets Bagwell by a step. 1 away. Luis Gonzalez, 0 for 2. He's 12. That's a fly ball out to left center field. Kent will call for it and snag it for 2 away. So hit pretty good. Gonzalez takes it the other way, but hit high enough in the air for Gant to get under it. Quickly 2 out here for Caminiti, who is 0 for 2. .65, that could be trouble. So that's in his C column. 1 to 6 is a tater, but as it is, he pops it up a mile high. So he got a pitch to hit there, but got way under it. Pendleton and Fairground will call for it, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 6th. So Maddux has retired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in a row. We go to the 7th, 3-1 Atlanta. So Kyle, again, his is 27. He's got 3 more batters before he gets to that point. He is due up 4th next inning. So Art Howe will see what he can do to nurse him through this inning to try to pinch hit for him in the next, assuming the Astros get a runner on. But he is on a short leash. Barry Hill's 0 for 2. 46, that's a ballpark check. And here for a right-handed hitter, that's going to be hit out to center field. And Finley's not going to get that one. In the alley, Barry Hill chugging around for second. Here is the throw, and he is in safely with a double. Barry Hill legging that one out, gets his 7th double of the year. Let's see. What do you do here? He's got the bottom of the lineup. Double number 7. Let's see. Lemke has got a sacrifice fly and a ground out. You got Maddux due up, who I'm sure their Cox will let hit. Let's give him another batter here. See if he can get out of this. 44, and he's not going to. So that's hit the left field. And Barry Hill is going to hold up at third. If 2 outs, that would have been a sit chance at home, but with nobody out, the third base coach is not going to play it too risky. So single to left. Runners on the corners now. They'll let him do his thing with Maddux here. So I think Maddux might try to bunt, see if he can get Lemke into scoring position. Maddux is a 5 bunter, and he gets a 6. So when that means is he's got 2 strikes. If you stick with it, basically, if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, he gets it down on the second chance. 4 to 6 is a strikeout. And he gets it down. And that was to the pitcher. So Kyle looks Barry Hill back and is able to get Maddux. So the sacrifice is good. Sacrifice hit. Out to the pitcher, 1 to 3. One out, runners on second and third. So now he has hit his batters faced limit, which was 27. Let's see what they got in the bullpen here. So Art Howe calls on Al Asuna to see if he can get Sanders. Could bring in Otis Nixon, who's a switch hitter, but I think we'll go ahead and let Sanders do his thing. All right, they're going to bring the infield in. 41, and he proceeds to walking. So Art Howe trying to get the matchup, as it didn't work out too great, as now the bases are loaded with one out. For Jeff Blauser, bases crammed full of Braves. Let's see. So I think Osuna is one of the best pitchers they have, so they're going to leave him in and see if he can get out of the inning. Again, the pitcher's due up fourth the next inning. They're going to do the corners in, try for the double play up the middle. Blauser with a 23. He strikes out. He strikes out swinging. So forget that. Osuna says, forget these matchups. I'll just strike out Blauser. So that's 2 away. Now he's got Ron Gant to deal with. Gant's 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Bases full, 2 outs. Again, with the pitcher coming up, this is why I love pitchers hitting. It certainly adds a lot to the game in my mind. 23, and he strikes him out. So how about that? Osuna comes in and says, let's put baseball wisdom on its head, and he strikes out Gant swinging to end the inning. So he walks the lefty and then strikes out 2 righties. 7th inning stretch time here in Houston. Braves up by 2. All right, Greg Maddux is a long way from his fatigue number. So he will start off with Anthony, who's tripled and struck out. 33, we got a 7, and that's a line drive out to left field. Base hit. So Eric Anthony leads off here with a single. He is fast, base running ability. Eddie Toppin sees 0 for 2. .22. Well, that's a good number, but not going to get it. That's a ground ball down to second base. White die it is not. That's going to be a double play unless Lemke's a W arm, which I don't believe that he is. I think he's an A. And that he is. So Taylor made 4-6-3 double play. Just what Maddux ordered. 4-6. 6-3. Double play. So Andujar. Cedeno is up with 2 out, nobody on. 32, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Pendleton. And he will set and throw to end the inning. So Maddux pitching a good one here this afternoon. In beautiful Houston, we've got 7 in the books. Atlanta Braves 3, Houston Astros 1. So Osuna is a 5 on his, and he's got lefties coming up, so that actually worked out well for Art Howe. Again, assuming he does like he did unless he does like he did last inning, where he walks the lefty and strikes out the righties. All right, Fred McGriff will lead off. He's 1 for 3. Pitcher due up in the next inning, as the Astros went in order last inning. And that's hit high, and that's hit deep, and that's out of here. So Fred McGriff with home run number 5 since becoming a Brave. Takes Osuna deep, 331 feet for home run number 5, and the Braves are up 4-1. Home run number 5, his 9th RBI since being a Brave. And that brings up Justice. 64, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Bagwell. Osuna over will take it from him, and there is one away. So he finally gets a lefty out. 3-1, one out for Terry Pendleton. He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout. 35, and that is going to be a fly ball out to right center field. Hit relatively deep, but Anthony's able to get to it for out number 2. Damon Berryhill. He hit his 7th triple, or his 7th double, rather, in his last at bat. 2 out, nobody on. 52, and that's in his C column. His KD is 1-3, so just out of reach. If he'd have been in another column, he would have got the strikeouts. As it is, we've got an error check. 51. That's a 2-base error on the third baseman. Caminiti is an 8, but however, he got a 16, so he will make the play and throw Berryhill out to end the inning. But the Braves get a run on Fred McGriff's solo shot. Bottom of the 8th coming up, 4-1 Atlanta. All right, so there will be a pinch hitter here for the pitcher. Kevin Bass will be called on by Art HOU to pinch hit here in the bottom of the 8th. The 34-year-old veteran's hitting .241 with 2 runs driven in. Switch hitter. Well, wish something would stay in the dice tower. All right, so that's a 31. We had a 51. But that's the way I roll it. I just throw it in there, and whatever happens, happens. So it's going to be a range check. Let's see, 31, that's hit to the pitcher. Maddux has a 20 range, so that's an 18. So there's one where that pulls it back. So nice play by Maddux as he shows off why he is a Gold Glover as he pulls that single back to make it an out, one away. And again, I keep track of those. I find that that's working out really well. Again, I think that for me anyway, I'm getting a little bit closer to where I like it with that. All right, so that's it for Bass. Biggio is due up next. 0 for 3 this afternoon rather. 23, and he strikes out swinging. Strikeout number 4 today for Maddux. 2 away. Steve Finley's 1 for 3 with a triple. .26, and that's going to be a single pulled past McGriff and into right field. Second hit of the day for Steve. 2-out single. That brings Bagwell up to the plate, who could make this game very interesting here in a hurry. Finley has average base running ability. 2 out, Finley on first. Cox is going to stick with Maddux here. 12, and he draws a walk. Third walk of the day by Maddux. One was intentional. So first and second, Luis Gonzalez up next. Gonzalez could make this very interesting. He could tie it up with one swing of the bat. Let's see. He's at 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So he's got 3 more batters before he hits his number there. So let's see what Maddux can do here. See if he can get out of it. Big bat here. 43. And that is going to be a ground ball, slow grounder down to McGriff. And he will tag Gonzalez, who tries to avoid him to no avail to end the inning. So nice job by Maddux. 43. That's an out across the board. Maddux gets out of a jam. All right. Astros need a new pitcher. Let's see who they're going to call on. I think they're going to call on Todd Jones. So he is a righty. So coming into this game, the Astros are 59-44 in second place, a game and a half behind San Francisco. Atlanta 57-48 in third place, 4.5 games out behind San Francisco. All right, so that's there. He goes here, you go there. I got to get out Mr. Todd Jones. Todd Jones. There's Todd Jones. Again, I don't have to do a pre-roll because I do that with every at-bat. So top of the ninth, the Braves up by 3. Jones seeing if he can keep the deficit at 3. Looks like my board's got a little skewed through the game. All right. Lemke, 1 for 2. .46, and that's a ballpark 19. So that's going to be a single out to right. Lemke's going to try to stretch it into a double. Anthony's assist rating is a 2, so 1-2 on the red die, and he's out. And he slides safely in with a double. Double number 16 of the year for Lemke. And the Braves have another runner on score and in scoring position. So double number 16 for Lemke. That brings Maddux to the plate. He's pitching a heck of a game. He's got 2 batters left in his fatigue rating. So I think he's going to try to lay down a bunt. So 5, he gets it down to the third baseman. Caminiti is an A, so he won't affect it any, and 2's good enough to get it down. So that's a sacrifice hit to third. That'll move Lemke to third with 1 out. So the Astros are going to pull the infield in as Deion Sanders steps to the plate. Infield in, 1 out. 32. And that's going to be 10. That's going to be a line out to left field, but not deep enough to score him home. A 1 would have been, but as it is, hit out to Gonzalez. And they're going to hold Lemke up at third. Line out to left, 2 away. So again, not hit hard enough to get him home. That's 2 away for Blauser as the infield will go back to normal depth. Blauser's 1 for 4, struck out 3 times and doubled. And that's going to be a line drive, and that's going to hit out to right field, and that's going to drop for a hit. Anthony plays it on a hop. Lemke will score, and the Braves are up 5-1. That is Blauser's 64th RBI 'I' 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 So Todd Jones not able to keep the deficit at 3. Will focus his attention on Ron Gant. Two out. Blouser on first. 51. That's going to be a error check as that KD is not in range. 55. That's a one base error on the third baseman. Caminiti is in 8, but he makes the play. Goes the long way to first to end the inning. As the Braves tack on another one. We go to the bottom of the ninth, 5-1, Atlanta Braves. So let's see if Maddux can get the complete game, as he will start off with Caminiti, who's 0 for 3. Again, he's got 2 more batters before he hits his fatigue mark. Caminiti 0 for 3. Oh, that's going to be hit high to right, deep to right field. That bounces off the wall, and Justice will throw it back in, and Caminiti is on with a double. That would be his 22nd double of the season. That one was not too far from being out of here. All right. Eric Anthony. I think Bobby Cox will see what he can do with Anthony, and if not, we might go to the bullpen. So 53 is a range check. 10 is not enough to get it into the KD range. So 54, that's a single to left at the third baseman. Pendleton's range is 10, and he makes the play. So how about that? Just barely. So nice play by Pendleton. Hit down to third. Caminiti's going to hold. And so Pendleton saves a run there. As now Caminiti is on second with 1 out. Eddie Taubensee is 0 for 3. .22, that's a pop-up. Barry Hill will call for it, and just in fair ground, he catches it with 2 hands for out number 2. So it's up to Cedeno here. Again, runner on second, 2 out. Caminiti is an average runner for what that's worth. Cedeno's 0 for 2 with a walk. He was intentionally walked back in the second. 33, and that's a single. 12. That's hit out to center field. He holds it third, but can run with wrist to score. Sanders is an A arm, so they're not going to risk it being down by 4, even with 2 outs here. So that'll bring a pinch hitter, as the Astros are making it interesting here in the ninth, as they have them on the corners. 2 outs, and so that is going to knock Maddux down 1. Let's see who the Astros bring in to pinch hit. So they're going to go with Jose Uribe. He is a switch hitter. So switch hitter, Jose Uribe. Pinch hitter. Get his card. As Kevin Bass pinched hit last time. So Uribe is hitting .223. He's got 7 runs driven in. Again, Maddux will lose 1 on his columns here. They'll give him 1 more batter, see if he can get the complete game. Oh, that's not good. That's a 4. Thankfully, Uribe don't have a lot of extra base hits, as that just is a single. So a 4 single. That's the hit to left field. The runner on first advances if he's a fast runner. Cedeno is just an average. So with the play in front of him, he will hold up. That's a single to left, and it's 5-2, and that'll be it for Maddux. Runners on first and second. Uribe with an RBI single. So Bobby Cox is going to call on Mike Stanton, who was their closer, at least partly, but he was not a very good one. He comes in with a 6.29, a 3-3 record with 10 saves. So we got Biggio, who's a righty, but then you got Finley. So we're going to take our chances. Again, that's who they went with for a lot of the year. So he has not pitched a lot, so I think the computer may not be using him like they should. But anyway, here's Biggio, who can tie it up with one swing of the bat. 13, and that's going to be a line drive down to McGriff as Biggio slaps the outside fastball the other way, but he is going to snag it to end the inning or end the game. So that's a line out to first, and Stanton comes through. Line out to third. The Astros made it interesting. Let's look at our numbers here. So the Braves win to go 58-48. The Astros dropped to 59-45. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Atlanta. 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Houston. Maddux picks up the win to go to 13-5. As he went 8 2/3, 8 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, no home runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Stanton picks up the save, his 11th, and improves his ERA to a robust 6.20. Kyle takes the loss as he didn't pitch too bad, but not well enough for the win as he drops to 7-5. Let's see. Home runs. Justice hit his 29th. McGriff hit his 5th for the Braves. I don't know how many he hit when he was in San Diego. But at any rate, final score, Atlanta 5, Houston 2. And that will do it. So, appreciate it very much as Maddux wins his 13th. And again, his numbers are a little bit above what he did, but still pitching very Maddux-y. Again, at this point in real life, he was doing about what he is now, and then he just ended the year on a roll. He was hot as he could be, and so we'll see if he gets hot here. Again, pitched pretty good up until the end there. Not able to get the complete game, but did get the victory. So anyway, I appreciate it very much, and I'll see you next time.